The morning sun of Kepler 442b cast orange light through the reinforced viewport of forward base Artemis. Commander Elsa Chen sat at the long metal table in the mess hall, her fork moving mechanically between her protein rations and her mouth. Around her, 43 colonists maintained the same steady rhythm: chew, swallow, reach, repeat. The breakfast routine had become sacred in the 8 months since landfall. Alex Rodriguez, the base's xenobiologist, slid into the seat across from her. His tray clattered against the table, disrupting the ambient hum of quiet conversation and cutlery. "Morning, Commander," he said, already reaching for his coffee. "The soil samples from Sector 7 are showing—" The proximity alarm screamed. Elsa's fork didn't stop moving. She brought another bite to her mouth, chewed twice, and swallowed. Her free hand tapped her wrist console. "Perimeter breach. Quadrant 3. Unknown hostiles." The mess hall's atmosphere shifted subtly. Shoulders straightened. Eyes remained focused on plates, but hands moved with more purpose. 22 of the colonists were former military. They knew the drill. "Incoming transmission," Alex said, his own fork continuing its path to his eggs. He'd learned quickly that panic was a luxury they couldn't afford this far from Earth. "The defensive AI is requesting permission to engage." "Denied," Elsa said, taking a sip of her synthetic orange juice. "Let's see what we're dealing with first." On the wall screen above the serving line, tactical data scrolled past. The hostiles, designation unknown xenomorphs, Class 4, numbered approximately 200. They moved with coordinated precision through the outer perimeter, their biosignatures reading as silicon-based life forms with metallic endoskeletons. Private Maria Santos, 3 seats down, reached for the salt shaker with her left hand, while her right hand armed the remote turret systems under the table. The gesture was so casual that someone unfamiliar with human military efficiency might have missed it entirely. "They're fast," Alex observed, his analytical mind already processing the movement patterns. "Quadrupedal locomotion, but the joint articulation suggests they can shift to bipedal combat stance. Estimated speed, 60 kilometers per hour." "Interesting," Elsa replied. She finished her protein bar and started on her fruit compote. "Weapons?" "Biological projectiles, acidic composition based on the preliminary scans. They're melting through the outer fence line." Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the base's chief medical officer, stood and walked to the coffee dispenser. As she passed behind Elsa's chair, she quietly said, "Activating medical bay. Trauma protocols online." "Thank you, Doctor," Elsa acknowledged without turning. The creatures breached the second perimeter. Alex pulled up a holographic display above his tray, the blue light reflecting off his coffee cup. "Their attack pattern is sophisticated. They're probing for weaknesses in our defense grid. 3 separate assault vectors, coordinated timing, diversionary tactics on the eastern flank." Elsa nodded, spreading synthetic jam on her toast. "Sergeant Williams?" "Ma'am?" Williams responded from 2 tables over, his voice carrying the relaxed confidence of a 20-year veteran. "Initiate Protocol Epsilon. Lethal force authorized." "Roger that, Commander." Williams stood, picked up his tray, and walked it to the recycling station. As he passed each table, colonists stood in sequence, not rushed, not panicked, just purposeful. They deposited their trays and filed out of the mess hall in orderly groups of 4. The wall screen now showed the creatures at the third perimeter, just 300 meters from the main habitat dome. Their chittering communication echoed through the external microphones, a sound like grinding metal and shattering glass. Alex watched as the first wave of colonists took positions in the defensive emplacements. "You know," he said conversationally, "on Earth, this would be cause for mass evacuation, panic, chaos." Elsa smiled slightly, finishing her toast. "We're not on Earth anymore." The first pulse cannon fired, a clean, brilliant blue beam that vaporized 3 creatures instantly, then another and another. The colonists had transformed from breakfast diners to a coordinated military force in under 90 seconds, all without raising their voices or breaking stride. "The cubs," Elsa said softly, watching the tactical display. Alex looked confused. Cubs? An old Earth animal? The young ones. When threatened, they don't scatter, they cluster. They protect each other. They fight as a unit. She stood, finally setting down her fork. These creatures see us as cubs, weak, disorganized, easy prey. The defensive grid was fully operational now. The colonists had activated every weapon system, deployed automated drones, and established overlapping fields of fire. The attacking creatures, caught in the killing zone, began to falter. "They're retreating," Alex reported, still monitoring his holographic display. "Pursuit?" William's voice crackled through the comm. "Negative," Elsa responded. "Hold defensive positions. Let them leave." The creatures withdrew with the same coordinated precision they'd used to attack, dragging their dead with them. Within 3 minutes, the perimeter was clear. Elsa tapped her wrist console. "All clear. Stand down to condition yellow. Resume normal operations." Colonists began filtering back into the mess hall. They picked up fresh trays, filled their plates, and sat down. Conversations resumed about soil samples, atmospheric processors, crop yields. Williams returned to his seat and started on his eggs, which were only slightly cold. Alex stared at his commander with something approaching awe. "We just fought off a coordinated xenomorph attack, and everyone's eating breakfast." Elsa poured herself another cup of coffee. "We had a meal to finish, Dr. Rodriguez. The attack was simply added to the schedule." She glanced at the chronometer on the wall. "Besides, we have a colony to run. The hydroponics bay needs maintenance at Aero 900, the atmospheric scrubbers need recalibration at 1100, and you have those soil samples to analyze." "Right," Alex said slowly. He looked around the mess hall, at the calm faces, the steady hands, the unbroken rhythm of human routine. "This is what they don't understand, isn't it? The aliens, I mean." "What's that?" "That humans don't stop. We adapt. We incorporate. We keep moving forward." He raised his coffee cup in a small salute. "They attacked us at breakfast and we just added soldiers to the meal without breaking rhythm." Elsa smiled and clinked her cup against his. "Now you're getting it, Doctor. Now you're getting it." Outside the viewport, Kepler 442b's orange sun climbed higher in the sky. The colony's defensive systems returned to standby mode. The atmospheric processors hummed their steady song. And in the mess hall of Forward Base Artemis, 43 humans finished their breakfast, cleaned their plates, and got on with the business of claiming a new world. Because that's what humans did. They endured.